Hi there, Scorpio. Welcome to Jive Tarot and your November reading. Yes, 9 chord spiritual. Here we go. For those of you new to the channel, what I like to do is I like to pull an overall energy. And then we're going to jump into your past, present, future. Check out your conscious and subconscious. And take a nice long look into the person that you're dealing with this month. So stick around for that, yeah? Ooh, there's a plethora of cards that want to come out. Let's see what we get. Okay, so with the Hangman, the Nine of Swords, and the Page of Cups in reverse. It's not my favorite combination of overall energies, but for the most part, it seems like you are gripping tightly to and waiting around for something to change. Somebody that's unwilling to apologize, or you're waiting around kind of too worried to actually make the beneficial, compassionate sacrifice that it takes. It's a lot of waiting, a lot of worry, a lot of wringing of the hands, a lot of inability to touch base with or understand where the other person is coming from. Bottom of the deck, I see the Knight of Wands. It's like you're eager to make some sort of an advancement on this issue. I want to call it an issue because for whatever reason, it seems like a really big deal to you, Scorpio. So let's go ahead and take a look at your past, present, and future. Let's see Scorpio's past, present, and future for the month of November, please. Now, this is your most recent past. With the Queen of Wands in reverse, it seems like you might have done something. You might have made a fool of yourself. You might have stepped out of your comfort zone. You might have overstepped your boundaries. And now you're just kind of trying to wait around, wait for the other shoe to drop. This could be a very painful situation as far as like just holding on to that worry, fear. Uh, what if, what if, when's it going to happen? When are they going to find out what's going to go down? How's this going to happen? Most possible future. I see you being the one that makes the first move. Like you're going to either come right out and say, hey, this happened. I did this. This is, and they might not even actually ever noticed, but your telltale heart just keeps pumping and bumping and grinding and moving until you're pressured into actually like kind of tattling on yourself per se. And that's perfectly all right. It kind of uncovers a person's character when that happens. Let's go ahead and look into the person that you're dealing with. I want to see where they're coming from. The person that Scorpio is dealing with in the month of October, please. The King of Wands. All right. So there's a part of you that kind of probably understands that they would have not done you the way that you did them. And it's not like you did it to them intentionally. It's just something that might have happened, you know? And hindsight being 2020, you were like, oh snap, that could have affected them in a way that they would have never done that to me, or so you perceive. Do you understand? Maybe once you come out and actually start speaking about it, you might find a little bit of common ground. But let's look at the lesson, okay? All right. This is pretty good. This is breathe, Scorpio, because I do believe that this is going to work out just fine. With the Lover's card and the Seven of Pentacles, it's more of a compassionate understanding than I think that you realize at this time. I think that making the first move and kind of discussing what happened and what you did first is actually the best course of action. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at your conscious and your subconscious and see how they could be affecting, the role in the situation and how you make decisions here. Yeah. How about Scorpio's conscious mind? Easily frowned upon. The Six of Wands in reverse is a card of, okay, there's that Knight of Wands again. Okay, so this is what's pumping and grinding in the background. It has to be resolved now. It has to come to a head now. It has to be realized now. Because as soon as I realized, it was like already happened, you know? But when I realized it was such a short pain for me that I would have never intentionally done this. And it could be something very, very small, like eat the last piece of cheesecake, you know? I ate the last piece of cheesecake and then I realized, oh, wait, I wonder if everybody in the house got at least one, you know? I didn't even ask. How rude. Now we got to go buy another cheesecake. Oh, Jesus. How would you have handled this situation in the past? How would Scorpio have handled this situation in the past, Spirit? I think that emotionally, you would have revisited and then been like, oh no, you know what? They're not making a big deal out of it. It's okay. But you would have kept coming back like the ghost of Christmas past, you know? You would have kept revisiting it emotionally. I think you would have held that weight for a very long time. What's the advice? What's the advice from Spirit? No? Let your conscience be your guide here. With the moon card coming up in the advice spread, your subconscious, your dreamlike, that those it's like a road sign. It is telling you which direction to go. It is playing on your heart and your head for a reason. You're feeling these things for a reason. It's not just, oh, it's just a dream, sweep it under the rug. No, it was just a dream. Now, do something about it. Your subconscious is screaming at you. Go ahead and open the door, open the window, see what it wants. Listen to it. Bottom of the deck, step out of those fear zones, step out of those comfort zones, step out of those narrow tight ropes that you've created for yourself and understand that you have freedom of expression. I have freedom of expression. If this thing is bothering me, then I should be able to talk to my friend. I should be able to talk to my boss. I should be able to talk to my father. I should be able to talk to my boyfriend or my wife this way. I should be able to discuss these things. I shouldn't fear conversating with somebody more than I benefit from conversating from somebody. Do you understand? Even if it is an argument, you should always be able to benefit more from speaking your mind and communicating to, and you should surround yourself with people that are kind of complementary to that. Let's get some clarifiers. I'm going to pull some clarifiers for my people, for my Scorpio people. See how y'all are doing. How about this Two of Swords? Tell me what this is about. All right. I'm scared that I'm going to lose some sort of respect. I'm scared that I'm going to hurt something more than I'm going to help it. Or the situation is going to harm something more than it helps it. Do you understand? I'm almost afraid that this is going to disrupt my happy household if I tell them this. You understand? Mentally, I already feel like uh, all eyes on me, I'm a loser, but not in such harsh terms. Um, so I want to take a look at this Knight of Wands right here, right? See that subconscious does know. With the moon in reverse right here, your subconscious does know. And it's like bumping, 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 and trying to get out. It's trying to get you to say something. Say something. How about the Six of Wands? Okay, it could have actually been something financial. It could have been something that kind of puts a dent in. Maybe y'all had plans to do this, and what you did kind of directly kind of thwarted that or put a damper on it or put y'all two steps back. I mean, the longer you don't say anything, the longer it takes me to correct it or for us to make up for it or fix it, right? And the longer it stays unfixed, the more of a dent it will create. So the best policy here, I think, is to go ahead and bring it up. Like, and even one of those situations where they're sitting there going, "Damn, why didn't you tell me last week?" You know? And then you realize it wasn't that big of a deal. Yes, it was that big of a deal, but it would be a bigger deal for you to keep sitting on it and waiting on it and wait for it to hatch. I mean, are you trying to hatch a chicken? Or are you trying to resolve an issue, right? Don't carry that weight. How about this Eight of Cups? With the Nine of Wands, with the Eight of Cups, both in reverse, I'm feeling like you could not have contained this. This emotion, this guilt, this burden, this idea would have haunted you until you could not keep it behind boundaries any longer. It would have started to show up in your work. It would have started to show up in how you communicate, like other things. You would have started to think, well, what are they withholding from me? You know, I think that leaving the bullet in or leaving the bullet lodged in this situation is going to do so much more damage than going ahead and saying, "Hey, I know you told me not to go past that fence line, but I did, and shot. Can you please get the bullet out?" You know, I mean, let's be real. This person is here to help us. In our most recent past and their energy, the king and queen, although I was a little bit ballsy, I was a little bit arrogant, right? I kind of stepped out and did something that they would not have done or that they had kind of warned or advised against, right? Go ahead. It's not the mistakes a man makes, it's the steps that he takes to rectify those mistakes. And that's what we're looking at here. So, Scorpio, let's not be too hard on ourselves. I know we're all our own worst critic, but come on, get with the program here, baby. Okay, how about this Four of Swords in reverse? How about this Four of Swords in reverse? The Ace of Cups. Mm-hmm. All right, so this is the seed of trust. This is a foundation. We're building trust, right? When I can tell you things that I know you might have gotten upset or you might have got disappointed in me for, or you might have gotten mad, but my honesty and opening up to you and going ahead and saying something instead of sitting on it or instead of remaining sat on it, that I'm actually building. I'm offering bricks of love, compassion, emotion, vulnerability, other things that relationships in and of themselves thrive on. You understand? It's the big vibe that I'm getting here. It may not necessarily fit your situation, but this is a collective read, so take what resonates and yeah, leave the rest behind. Let other people get their message too. How about this how about the Seven of Pentacles and the Lovers? With the Three of Pentacles in reverse, baby. See what's working, see what's not working. Because where you lack, I can pick up. And where I lack, I hope that you're able to pick up. But we can't work with each other fully unless we're fully aware of the other shortcomings and it all balances out. Yes, it's a handful. Yes, it's a lot to deal with. Yes, I really didn't expect to have to deal with that right now. But look, we got it. And as long as we stay on top of it and in control of it, then this is going to be all right. Of course, look, and it's with all earnestness that I'm coming with this advice because this is the overall vibe that I'm getting from this tarot card reading. Now, mind you, when I say that, and You are either absolutely convinced that you cannot confide in your person, then don't. You understand? We want to make sure that you're comfortable. And if it turns out that they're as unforgiving as you fear that they would be, then that is not the person for you. We are doing everything in our power to support and grow a healthy relationship, but we deserve a healthy relationship in return for our efforts, right? Yes. How about the person that Scorpio is dealing with? Give me a little bit of information. I want 3 cards for their subconscious. The person that Scorpio is dealing with in the month of November. Okay. So with the Tower in reverse, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, mm, and the Page of Cups in the upright, they are stressed. They are doing everything that they can to hold it together. They're trying to stay on top of things. They're trying to maintain. Uh, More money seems to be going out than coming in. So, and I was saying this is probably like, eating the last piece of cheesecake. This isn't necessarily like cheating, or I'm not saying that you did that, and I'm not saying that they did that. This seems a little bit more financial, but on a relationship kind of level, a partnership kind of level, it could be your business partner also. But they do have a forgiving heart because they understand the struggle. I think they respect the struggle. How about 2 cards for the conscious mind of the person that Scorpio is dealing with? The Ace of Cups. All right, so they're not really showing a lot of emotion, but you haven't necessarily shown them anything. Like you haven't laid that brick. How am I supposed to take that next emotional step if you haven't laid that brick of vulnerability? You understand? Let's see, what else is in their conscious mind? What else is in the person Scorpio is dealing with, conscious mind? The Chariot. Okay, so they're at a stalemate right now. There's a lot going on in the background. They're trying their best to hold it together, but they're not really coming across. They got their game face on for the most part mentally. They're not really in an emotional state or an emotional mind frame. They are all about their business, and they're trying to tread water enough to keep their head up and above water. You understand? Um, which I'm getting why you're so nervous to admit this to this person. Um, because they're so dedicated, they're so focused, they're putting all of their time and energy into the financial success of this thing, right? How are they showing face? Can I have 1 card of how Scorpio's person is showing face? 8 of Swords. All right. So, and they are showing face as uber focused, like they got their blinders on. I think that I don't know if I was a mother, just to put you in the mind frame of what the energy that I'm getting here. If I was a mother and I was changing the baby's diaper and, knee elbow deep in just like the worst diaper trash you've ever seen before, and then my 2-year old come running up and told me that she was giving Spot, the retriever, a bath, you know? And I could just about imagine what the bathroom looked like, or if the tub was overflowing, or something similar to that. But I do not rage out against my 2-year old, and I do not throw my infant across the room for God's sake. I'm going to. I'm going to get through it. I'm going to get past it, right? That's not where my mind was. My mind was the furthest thing from that. I was focused on this thing. This thing had to get done, but now I've got this other thing to take care of. You understand? They seem like they can handle it. I think that they would be able to handle it a lot better, a lot sooner. Let's, bottom of the deck. Of course, there's probably also the type of what did I do? What did I do? Not what I did to deserve this, but yeah, almost like I seen that coming. Like it's one thing after the other, after the other, after the other, and I'm doing my best to just hold on to all of it. But I realize that until I give 100% focus on one thing, if I've got like 20% focus here, 20% focus there, 20% focus there, then yes, it's going to be a chaotic mess. And I'm understanding, and I'm just trying to do the best that I can with what I have. Now, my partner, which is you, Scorpio, is supposed to be on my side, right? And even if I had tripped up, made a mistake, accidentally backed the car into the garage, I want to go ahead and let you know that so we can work on that as soon as possible. How about 3 cards? How about 3 cards for a summary? How about 3 cards for a summary, please? No? Yeah? Can I have 3 cards for a summary for my Scorpios in the month of November, please? You ever look at a deck who's being honoring and you're like, I should have picked another deck, but there's no way you could. Yeah, that's what I'm doing with this stubborn thing right now. Can I have 3 cards, please, sir? Oh, baby. 10 of Swords in reverse. We can go ahead and get over it. Oh, okay. Yes, that's what we're doing. Okay, so there's 4 cards. It's the 10 of Swords in reverse. We're going to get over it. We are going to keep going back to it. Yes, there might be a couple of instances where they go ahead and they kind of hold it over your head, or they're never going to let you live this down, Scorpio. They won't. It's a possibility that they're going to keep revisiting it. They're going to keep bringing it up. They're going to keep telling it at family dinners and stuff like that. They're going to keep bringing it up. But I see an unbinding. I see a release or relinquishing from stressors, pain, envy, greed, anger. I see a releasing from that and an acceptance. King of Pentacles in reverse. It's just what was going on at that time. Bottom of the deck is the Hierophant in reverse. I'm not necessarily committed to the outcome as I am committed to the relationship. Jesus Christ. That was an awesome channel. I'm not necessarily committed to the outcome of what I was focusing on as much as I am committed to the outcome of the relationship that I'm doing it for. Do you understand the priorities and how they line up in order of importance? The relationship itself is the most important thing. What y'all are doing and what y'all are building is a manifestation of the solidity of that relationship. So if you keep coming to the forefront and proving that this relationship is worth this thing, you're probably just greasing the rails. That looks like some pretty negative cards, though, for the most part. But the channel that came through with the power and force that it came through just leads me to believe this is a very positive situation. Have a little bit of faith in yourself, Scorpio. Have a little bit of faith in your partner. And I hope you enjoyed the read. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Do hit the bell if you want to be informed next time I upload. And until next time, Scorpio, thanks for stopping by at Jive Tarot.